Hi, Pickles. Well, this channel is just so affluent and abundant that look at yet another new bathrobe for the set. Isn't it incredible? Wow. I am a bathrobe. I was going to say something with the B, but I'm not. I love my bathrobes. And although I've been dressed in the last few videos, this is my usual place, right? Bathrobe, first bulletproof coffee of the day, just a nice little chit-chat with my pickles. It's great. Well, today is October 3rd. It is a messy Monday. And it is a messy Monday after I did my Rabbit podcast. I actually got 1 online so far and 2 personal texts about people that already had candy. They did. One bought a bag. She bought her favorite, and she was having it and taking a couple for lunch. Another one was at her mom's. There was a bag of Skittles. She opened it and had some. Another woman was out for dinner, and it wasn't candy, but it was dessert, and she had a bite, and she felt horrible. So, as did the others. And that's not because I put up the podcast, of course, but since I put it up. And so, I guess I'm not kidding when I talk about Halloween candy and how devastating it can be for those of us that have no defense. And how do we get a defense? Can we go and buy a defense? Can we track a defense? No, we can't. It's a very, very slippery, dangerous slope. And we don't want to be on it, especially now. The stores, it's just so incredible. Have you been in them? It's those kiosks and kiosks and kiosks, cardboard kiosks of candy. And they're just going to assault us all the way through. And of course, as soon as Halloween is over, all the orange and gold foiled things become red and green. And all of a sudden, the orange foiled items look like they're like years old and will have worms in them if they aren't red and green. We are so duped here in America. It is so insulting to think how it is. My lovely significant other, Greg, came home with $86 worth of pies. This is a pie company that Oprah put on the map. Yes, she did. She was here visiting a Kennedy person and ended up needing something for the plane, and I guess maybe they suggested Centerville Pie Company. And she went there and got some chicken pies, but Greg is more of the dessert type pies. And he brought home an $18 Sky High chocolate cream pie yesterday and said, well, you'll be having some of this. And so, you'll, meaning me. And of course, it entertained and danced in my head all day long. And I'm very, very proud, as well as very, very humble, to say that after a day of entertaining it, I did not have any. I am more surprised than any of you out there hearing that, because I really thought I was going to have some. And I didn't. And as much as I've explained my sugar addiction, 1 bite is too much. 1,000 bites aren't enough of sugar. He still doesn't get the concept because he's not a pickle. And when you're not a pickle, having a sugar addiction looks like this silly little thing. Just don't eat it. Just don't. And I've told a lot of you here, I do have the berries most every day, organic strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, and blackberries. And but for me, the healthy fat, something like a tablespoon of cashew butter, is what is almost like a dessert treat for me now. I do have that with my yogurt, and that sustains me. But if I had to have some sort of treat, definitely like the cashew butter would be in some sort of fat bomb type of concoction that I've made. But I haven't had a fat bomb in, 5 or 6 weeks. So I do have my cashew butter with my Fage yogurt, and that's a lunch with my berries. But back to the addiction. You know it lights up the brain. You know it calls for more. You know there's no substitute for it. It's not like you could have a diet soda, which also isn't good for you, and be satisfied. Sugar is sugar is sugar. A heroin addict coming off of heroin, you don't go up to him and say, how about a couple of Advil, and it's okay? How about some Pepto-Bismol, and it's okay? No. They have to have what they want as well. And that's what happens in our brain. We have that part of our brain that lights up and it wants more. And when the crash comes, it needs to be satisfied and it's not happy with things other than sugar. Maybe you could have some carby things. I don't know. I mean, it's not something that I desire testing. So be really, really mindful of this sugar. I know people that eat candy that would never have dreamed of eating candy before, but they are so good at putting it absolutely everywhere. You know, if you've ever been with little children at the checkout, how they are about just that one little of candy. Imagine that entire section that had summer things all summer. It had sunscreen, it had beach chairs, it had umbrellas, it had skewers for shish kebab, it had it had charcoal, it had everything that you would need for summer. That is nothing but candy now. Not that you need to go check it out, but to me it's appalling. To me it is appalling. I'd like to know who the Mars company is owned by. The dentists are doing happy dances, though, aren't they? So, if you are a card-carrying sugar addict like me, there is only one way to be safe, and that is full 100% abstinence. You cannot dance with a snack-size Butterfinger. You cannot snack. You cannot be safe around Skittles. You cannot have a little Milky Way and think that you're safe. If you're buying a bag of them, it's kind of like when I smoke cigarettes or when I see somebody smoke and they want to quit smoking, but yet they keep buying a carton every payday because a carton is maybe cheaper, I don't know. And that's kind of their payday thing. They fill up their tank with gas, buy a carton of cigarettes, and maybe $20 worth of, I don't know, sandwich meats and bread for lunches. That's what they do. It's one of those little habits, you know, and it makes them feel rich. Like when I look at my food on a Sunday after cooking all day yesterday, I made cheeseburger soup. Oh, it's a keto recipe. Delish. Cream cheese, heavy cheese, hamburger, all these spices. It's divine. And it will be had tomorrow night. The flavors are marrying right now in the fridge. Tonight is pork roast with a steamed acorn squash that I put in my new Instant Pot. Yeah. So I'm going to fill that acorn squash with little pieces of roast pork and veggies. Tons of veggies. Tons and tons of veggies that I cooked yesterday, and I still have some organic carrots and some organic broccoli that I need to steam in my Instant Pot today. It is so much fun. I'm telling you. I could be a vegetarian if it wasn't for the 2 ounces of pork. That's kind of where you laugh, right? Okay. Because I could be a vegetarian. I love my vegetables, but I love my meat too. And I'm not giving that up. Nor am I giving up my bulletproof coffee. So, here I am in my new expenditure. My new little kimono-style purple bathrobe. Yes, it's the exact same style and waffle material, mostly cotton. It used to be 100% cotton, but this is the way of the world. Bathrobe. And so I have quite a collection now, and I'm filling up my little hat tree with my bathrobes. And so I could have been dressed when I talked about sugar, but I chose the new bathrobe because, I just have to share. I have to be transparent. It's so important. I can't be just somebody at the top of the mountain talking about how wonderful low carb, high fat, and keto is. Now, there's a new pickle, and she just joined Weight Watchers, and she feels kind of lost. So this is also for Weight Watcher people. It's for Weight Watcher people. Why? Because most of us began there. Most of us know what it's like to be new and have all those questions and need all that help. And so we welcome new Weight Watcher people because you're on a journey too. And I bet you're eating better than you were before you walked through Weight Watchers' door or you signed up online. And so this is a forum where your stuff is safe too. Do we want you to eat the grains? No. Do we want you to have artificial sugar? No. But maybe you'll see here that you can do your Weight Watcher program, your Smart Points, fit it all into your tracker and not have artificial sugars, not have real sugar, and maybe go real easy on the grains. And the only carbs that you have are carby things like maybe some brown rice, maybe a half of a sweet potato, maybe some steel-cut oats, maybe things like that would be your carbs, and not all the other low-carb, net-carb sort of things that are still grains that are still not necessarily healthy for you. They may be pumped with chemical vitamins, but there is no essential grain, just so you know. But we want to help you as well, because getting the discipline, the structure, and the consistency, it doesn't matter what program you're following. Structure, consistency, and discipline are the foundation of every successful person, be it they are an exercise person, like planning for the marathon. They have to have a plan, whether you're here for weight loss, whether you're keto, whether you're low carb, high fat, whether you're Jenny Craig, whether you're a Weight Watcher, whether you're just doing calories on MyFitnessPal, whatever you're doing, you've got to have some structure, discipline, and consistency to be a success, which means day after day. And before you put that bite in your mouth, because you can't resist, because you're jonesing for it, just stop for a second. Set the kitchen timer for 10 minutes. Have a big old glass of water and take a walk around your office, your house, your car, wherever you have to go. 10 minutes until that timer goes off, and then reassess. Because you don't have to have it. And I'm telling you, the emotional hangover, the guilt, the shame, the remorse, and the self-loathing after you have that whatever it is isn't really worth it, because you can read comments online, how they feel after they've had it. So save yourself. You don't want to have that shame, that guilt, that remorse. The fear of missing out of those that remain abstinent should be your only FOMO, not the FOMO of the Halloween candy, if you're following me. Fear of missing out, FOMO. You want to have it for being abstinent with your program. That is all I want for you. And if you're abstinent, that means you're structured, you're disciplined, and you're consistent, right? And the scale will be the benefit. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Pearls of Wisdom and Food, Sarah. Tune in again. This is a messy Monday for some, but for the rest of us, it's where we get another boost of structure, discipline, and consistency. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye for now.